How's it going, YTPC family? Today is Wednesday. I don't think Wednesday has any special things yet, but the housekeeping, triple espresso, no Baileys today, just all heat. Yep, that's hot. Smoking my BJV pipe, and we're gonna rub out some Gentleman's Rum Vanilla. And of course, this video is sponsored, as always, by Team Freedom. Let's see if I can get this one open a little bit easier than... Okay, there we go. I'm glad it's sealing well, since I haven't jarred it yet. I really need to jar it to preserve it. All right, that little bit. And maybe just a little bit more to fit into this. I'm gonna leave that open just for now so I can, oh yeah. I think it's at the perfect moisture content where you can rub it out easily, but it's not like crispy. I think I got myself the perfect amount, so I'm gonna be confident and cocky and close this lid. Fill this billiard up. See, I don't really follow any of the standard procedures. I just kind of toss it in there and check the draw. If the draw is okay, I'm good to continue. If the draw ever doesn't get okay, I restart. So just kind of pack it in there. I love this blend. I love this blend so much, I had Smoke Snacks acquire me 2 more tins. Those should be getting here Friday. Thank you, Smoke Snacks. All right, let's give it a check. We're still Gucci. All right, there's just a little bit left to throw on the top. Just a little bit left. All right, I think I've rubbed out the perfect amount once again. Probably could have fit a little bit more after I put a little bit of pressure on here to pack it down, but it's gonna rise up. All right, I can get this out of the way for now. And let's get that false light going. So far the deer feeder hasn't gone off in my video, which means I can only mean it's about to. At any moment, the deer feeder is probably going to go off. All right, Freedom tamper. Let's bring some of this back down into the bowl. Just using the weight of the tamper to make a nice, flat, even surface for me to work with. Tampy, 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 tamp. Beautiful. Oh, it's just such a good blend. And I was able to get the a 8-ounce tin of the Palmetto Balkan that got released last night. So I was of the first people to order it because the website was crashing so bad. And then, 4 hours later, I go and check and it's still in stock and the website's fine. And I'm like, man, I really went through nothing just trying to get this to make sure I got it. I think it's raining. Yeah, it's raining. I was like, it sounds like rain, but it doesn't look like rain. I can't really see it. It's very, yeah, I can see the stuff over there getting wet now. All right. We're going to continue the My Life series. And this is starting in 2016 when I first decided to quit my job at Gander Mountain because Gander Mountain was going under and work on our family farm. So I'm going up there at my grandmother's house, and she kind of had her doubts that I'd be capable of farming because no one on my side of the family had worked on the farm. And I was like, Grandma, I've been to Afghanistan. I've done things that are harder. I'm not going to quit. I don't have that quit in me. And she was like, okay, but if you ever feel like you need to, you can always come back here. And I was like, well, thank you. For the first week I spent on the farm was using a weed whacker and edging out all of the ditches, all the work area where we store all the tractors, and just brushing everything down. And then after that, my first time in a tractor or operating a tractor, I got about 5-10 minutes of instruction, and it was at night nonetheless, of what I was supposed to be doing, of plowing or cultivating a field. I went out, and yeah, then he left. And I finished the field, but it was dark and I didn't know exactly where the fuck I was. So I just left the tractor in the field and used my Google Maps to guide me back home. I don't know why. I think it's just because I love rum and vanilla so much, but this blend makes my mouth water. It's so good. And then I was introduced into, well, also on the very first day I started working, I was introduced into the irrigation work of moving side rolls, checking on the pivots, turning on the pumps, cleaning the screens up in the where the water, where the ditch is. Oh, Marmalade, where's Kitty by Kitty? Are you gonna sit under there for rain protection? But yeah. After about a few weeks of working is when my PTSD hit me. It was on my first day off. I guess the just the combination of all the stress of the long hours I had been working with the combination of not having eaten much, or the combination that it was I think the 5 year anniversary, or it was a few year anniversary of some stuff that happened in Afghanistan. That my brain just kind of went fried, and I essentially became a zombie. I was having seizures in the memory part of my brain. So instead of like being like convulsing, I was reliving my entire life over and over and over again, all at the same time, and reliving memories upon memories, and even some things that didn't happen just because I was trying to fight it. And I somehow managed to make it to my aunt and uncle's house, because my aunt and uncle and my other aunt and uncle live, right next to each other. And I somehow managed to make it over there, and they called the Amber Lamps and got taken me to Sheridan Memorial Hospital to get checked out. And just from the basic test, all they could find was I was dehydrated, and I was dehydrated from all like the panicking for. We have no idea how long I was in that state. It could have been anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. I was in like a PTSD attack. But then I was in the hospital for a few days while they just monitored me, and then everything was fine. I thought maybe this was just like some sort of thing. If I ate more, I'd be okay. Well, as time went on, things deteriorated more, and rapidly did they deteriorate. I was able to finish my duties on the farm, but it was in like that last week I went kind of crazy again and had to be and voluntarily admitted myself into the Sheridan, Wyoming VA's mental clinic. And yeah, they couldn't give me an answer what was wrong with me. They just gave me some meds to help me sleep and to keep me calm. I don't remember what they gave me though, but then my dad came up, and we returned to Houston. And within days, I was having more troubles, and I ended up in again, voluntarily going into the Houston VA's psych ward, which was technically the worst of them all. They did some more tests, and couldn't find out what was wrong with me. They didn't prescribe me any meds or anything. And at this point, I had been in contact with a group called Headstrong Foundation, and I had a meeting with them, and it was basically a meeting with PTSD experts, and actually, I don't think I got them. I had been talking with them. I hadn't got the meeting until after the third time I was admitted into the psych ward, of which I was supposed to go to a nice psych ward, but because of my history of violence in the past, since I was in the military, I got sent to a shitty one. And the shitty one is where I got addicted to nicotine, aka smoking cigarettes. Because if you smoke cigarettes, you could go outside. And I was like, I want to go outside, so I'm going to smoke a cigarette. But I only smoked cigarettes for about 3 years, and then I switched to vaping. And I vaped for a while. I quit for a little bit during COVID because I couldn't really go out. Then I picked up again, and now I quit again. I quit vaping again 2 days ago. I really need to wait for this to dry out a little bit more before I put it in. I also am talking a lot without taking hits from it, so. But after the third time in the mental hospital, I finally had my appointment with the Headstrong people, and they actually listened to the problems I was having and put me on medication that basically saved my life. He said that I was being afflicted with the brain damage that I had in the memory part of my brain, and the hallucinations that it caused was similar to Joan of Arc, of what they assumed that like Joan of Arc and Napoleon Bonaparte had, where they'd get visions from God and stuff like that. What the? Oh, Kitty by Key was in the water, the bird bath drinking. I should probably fill that up. But I was on those medications for a long time. And then I switched over to the VA. And the VA had me on the same medications for a long time until the VA was no longer able to prescribe me the main medication. And then I went to the ER a few times for going crazy because I was not on anything to control my brain. And they put me on some antipsychotics, which helped at the time. But ever since being taken off that first medication and being put on the antipsychotics, I slowly regressed into being a hermit. I didn't really go outside much anymore. I stayed inside just doing my Twitch streams and just sleeping or watching shows. Oh, the two kitties are sitting next to each other. And my kitty's staring at me because you can't see the other two kitties. But then in preparation for the 10-year anniversary of those certain events in Afghanistan, my mind was going a little bit crazy again. And I requested that I was telling my psychiatrist at the VA, like, hey, my thing isn't under control anymore. Is there anything else that we can do? And he prescribed me a new medication to help me control my anxiety and yada yada yada. And boy, was that a mistake. I took it once and I went batshit crazy. I had panic attacks that were lasting like 3 hours. I was in control, but I was just panicking, like that, like you're going to die panic for like 2 to 3 hours straight. And for essentially 3 days, I was on a constant, I was on a constant voice call or FaceTime call with my mom, trying to stay like grounded, but like still at the same time like just going crazy. And after the third day, I was like, fuck this, you need to come up here. I need to get down into San Antonio and be with y'all, because I cannot be by myself anymore. This medicine fucked me up. I don't know what it did, but it's like it broke the dam in my mind, and everything just came spilling out all at once, and it was bad. So my mom flew up the next day, and we packed up all my shit in Lubbock, got it ready for when we would drive up with my dad in a U-Haul, and pack everything into a U-Haul and get it put in storage here. And the drive from Lubbock to San Antonio was so fucking hard for me, because I had not left my apartment in so long. Because I was using Walmart delivery, I was using Uber Eats for food, or DoorDash for food. It was hard. And especially with my mind being broken so badly, I was afraid like at every turn something was going to happen to me. But as soon as we got here, we got me hooked up with a private psych. So not the VA, because I hadn't even gotten established with the VA, and the VA here still hasn't even gotten me established with a psychiatrist here anyways. So I got established with a private psych almost immediately, and he put me on that medication that I used to be on, and he put me on more than what I used to be on, just to start out with. And thankfully he did, because I leveled out. And from then, like, you guys have seen my progression of, I started slowly going to the mailbox with my mom in my car, then I started slowly going to the mailbox with her on the phone, and then I slowly started going to the mailbox on my own. And then I hadn't really gone out anywhere other than to the psych visits. And then got the surprise that I was going to have to drive my mom home from a surgery procedure. And so that was like, instead of like going naturally kind of going up, that was like a whoop. And then going back up again, of driving like half an hour away, or driving back from being like half an hour away, my mom, from this procedure for her back. Then on International Pipe Smoking Day, I did the same. I drove back from the location to our house. This time it was at nighttime and there wasn't very much traffic, but I was driving at night, and I'm learning that I kind of don't like driving at night. But it appeared to me at the time that I was able to drive. Like, driving was okay with my PTSD, or at the level I was at. Then all the shenanigans with Wyoming happened. We originally planned on going in late April because we assumed that my grandmother was going to be fine until then. And then we got the call that, the cancer spread to her brain, and we didn't know how much time she had left. So we would have flown, but there was... Toby, what are you doing? You see something? Did something scare you? Okay, he's ecking at some birds, but he like jumped around for some reason. But like, me and my mom were in the hot tub when we got news that my grandmother's cancer went from her lungs to her brain, and we just got out and started packing. We couldn't fly up because of me. So we packed and then drove up the next day. And then by the time we got up there, she was already nonverbal, non-moving, stuck in bed, basically just there. And I think that's where I'm gonna cut it off for today. I'll continue the story of my life in the next video of my adventures in Wyoming, how because this has been kind of hard for me talking about all this stuff again, and bringing up the past, but the adventures and how I think it helped my PTSD to be surrounded by my family and going out. But the problem is, like, now that I'm back home and I'm not surrounded by family at all times and going out all the time, will I regress? But that's gonna be the story for next time. Let's think of a question of the day. Yesterday I asked what your favorite roast is. If you've made it this far in the video, first, congratulations, and thank you for listening to my story. My question of the day is, do you clean your pipes after every usage? My answer is yes. After every usage, habitually, I clean my pipes. So tell me down below in the comments. If you like the content I've been putting out, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments what you like or what you don't like. I'm open up for, not so much in the My Life series, but just in my content in general. But if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. All I can say is God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, guys.